I'm going to talk the Class 6 Market Hogs. It's Market Hogs 2, the reasons class for everybody, and you'll remember it's the class with the blue hogs in it. So as a committee, we felt like all the classes were, the Market Hog class is extremely high quality and really across all species, very high quality contest, and especially this class. So it's nice to be able to take that approach of, more emulating a show, this kind of level when the quality escalates. It's fun to be able to sort those. So we thought a very, very good class. The bearer that leads was, to us, we blanket start him across the board, is the one hog, that kind of blue top bearer. He's one that's really high quality. You could spend a lot of time talking about how good he is, throw the book at him. He's honestly almost the most of everything. The heaviest structured, the most correct on his feet and legs, the most balanced, the widest built. You could go on and on. He's probably not the most expressively muscled, but that might be the only trait that he's not the absolute leader in a positive sense. So we lead that bearer and do so very handily. A good hog to start the class with. From there, the committee got a little more variable, and we just had some discussion. We ended up, the next thing that we did and felt like was the most logical was to put the four-barrow in second. That's the other kind of blue-faced, predominantly white hog. He's one that's an elevated hog, got some frame and extension to him, very expressive in terms of his top shape up high. He's a bearer from the side that paints a nice picture. He's got a tremendous amount of look up front. He's pretty good in terms of his hind leg structure, moves pretty good, wide and square going away. That bearer, when you read him through the center portion of his body, is deep enough, but he's not as bold in his rib shape as we'd like for him to be. He's a little hard in his ham-loin junction. His front feet are a little flat. He's a little straighter in his shoulder blade. You can start to nickel and dime his structure up front. And compared to that leadoff bearer, definitely not as bold in his mid-body, and not as smooth in terms of his ham-loin junction. Gives up just a little going away, but all in all, a carcass bearer that's elevated, has some look, and still moves pretty good. Checks a lot of boxes and ends up being a nice bearer to go there in second. The blue bearer, honestly, the solid blue roan bearer, is the one that gave us the most trouble. He's a hog that's a little more compact in his kind. A hog that's short-bodied. He's fairly proportional from the side, got a decent set and shape to his hind leg, full and bold in terms of his rib cage. When you get the stick on him and throw his head up, he's pretty wide built in his center blade and then down his top. He's the lightest muscled, particularly whenever you get in right behind him, of the entire set. And like the hog in front of him, he needs quite a bit of improvement in the way that he's made in his front foot structure. He's pretty flat-footed, pretty up and down in terms of his knee, and wants to toe in a bit as well. So the structural build up front, that hog being the lightest muscled going away, gave us some problems, and he's not as stout in terms of his hind leg structure as we'd like for him to be either. From there, that kind of dark blue hip bearer is what's left. I guess that's the three hog. Tremendous in terms of top shape, huge hip, huge turn to his lower rump. He's the one that's the poorest built in this class. He's the least attractive up front, the lowest in his neck, the roundest in his blade, the roundest in his hip. Really wants to roll his hock whenever you get in right behind him. He's pretty poor in terms of his front foot structure as well. So he's a hog that's got a tremendous amount of carcass merit, but the worst from a build and structural standpoint. So we ended up putting him fourth, just as a matter of skeletal quality and correctness in this particular class. So and then that two bearer that has some body shape and some proportionality, that's relatively square and open in his chest and center blade. Just didn't have enough muscle from behind and not good enough in his front feet. So we ended up going 1, 4, 2, 3 in that market hog class. Again, a winner that kind of daylights it, a nice bear in second. A lot of discussion there in those bottom three though. Nice class. Thank you.